Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, and today we are talking all about closed door, no spice, clean Valentine's Day romances. I make a lot of closed door content, lists like these, reading vlogs, all kinds of fun things here on my channel, so I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around. Starting off with a couple of books that I read last year for Valentine's Day. And the first one I have on this list is My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. I believe this was the first book I ever read by Courtney Walsh, and she has become one of my favorite no spice authors, but just also one of my favorite authors in general. I really love her writing. She writes no spice, no swearing, and no cancer. Those are like her things that she does not include in her books ever. And this one specifically is a fake dating romance between Poppy, who is a restaurant owner slash baker, and then Dallas, who is a hockey player. And I really love this one. It's set in a small town, but then he plays hockey in like a big city, if I remember correctly. And so I really loved that dynamic and the fake dating, and it's set around Valentine's Day. It's just the perfect read for this time of year. And it's the first book in her Holidays with Heart series. So the second one is called My Lucky Charm, and it's around St. Patrick's Day. So it's perfect if you want to read this one this month, and then you'll have the next one to read next month, which I think is perfect. And both of these books are also on Kindle Unlimited. Next, we have the Improbable Meet Cute collection. This is a group of 6 different short stories written by 6 different authors that came out last year around Valentine's Day. I will say that Drop Cover and Hold On has spice, so I'm not including this one when I talk about the collection as a whole, but the other 5 don't have spice, and I would recommend. My favorites from the collection were Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. This one was, I believe Holly finds like a card, a Valentine's Day card on her windshield, but it's not for her, and so you're kind of following that story. Then The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren starts with a bunch of emails. Like half the book is emails of a stranger that like they accidentally email each other on Valentine's Day, and then they continue it every year, and you get to see their story unfold, which I think is really unique in a short story to get to follow characters over multiple years of their lives. I will say that one definitely has more allusions to spice and spicy things, so if you are really looking for like no spice, I might skip that one, but if you just don't want on the page explicit spice, I think you could definitely read this one. And then the other ones, Royal Valentine and Rosie and the Dreamboat and Without Any Luck, were all also good. And of course, all of these are on Kindle Unlimited since they were part of an Amazon collection, and the audiobooks are also on there, and I heard a lot of people really enjoyed the audiobooks. I read all of these, but I think the audiobooks would also be a great option, especially just for a little bit longer of a drive or something like that in February. And then last for the Valentine's Day books I read last year, we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a young adult romance, and it follows our female main character, Emily, who basically has this Groundhog Day experience where she is repeating Valentine's Day over and over again, and let's just say it was not a great day for her the first time around. It's not a day she's really excited to repeat, and so you're kind of following her story, and I really enjoyed this one. I love Lynn Painter's young adult romances. I feel like they're so nostalgic and sweet and just really capture, I feel like, the essence of high school love, and yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I gave it like 4.75 stars. And I will say this one does have more language, especially for a young adult book. So if you're looking for just no spice, this one fits the bill. But if you're looking for no spice and mild to no language, I will say this one might not sit as well with you, but I really enjoyed this story and I would recommend it for Valentine's Day especially. Now moving into my personal TBR for the Valentine's Day February season this year. So first we have Stupid Cupid by Ellie Hall. This is the first book in her Nebraska Knights hockey romance series. I believe this is like a fake dating, enemies to lovers kind of situation, where our female main character meets some guy, I think in a coffee shop, and ends up going on social media to try to like find him. And this turns into a big social media kind of frenzy, and a TV company ends up wanting her to like be on this show, kind of like a bachelor style situation where you like date different guys and get matched. And yeah, it sounds really fun. I am excited to kind of start this hockey romance series and see what I think. And it's also Valentine's Day themed, so it's perfect for this time of year. And I believe this entire series is also on Kindle Unlimited. Next, we have the book that I am actually currently reading, and that is The Valentine's Bet by Christine W. Joy. This Valentine's Day romance is set in New York City, which is where our female main character, Amy, has recently moved. And she goes to this speed dating singles event to kind of put herself out there, meet people in the city, and that's where she meets our male main character, Parker. And I love that this is set in New York. I'm really enjoying it so far, and this is also on Kindle Unlimited. I am actually filming a reading vlog of me reading some, if not hopefully all, of my Valentine's Day TBR, including the Valentine's Bet. So definitely subscribe and stick around because that should be my next video that's coming soon. Next on my TBR, we have a book that is not on Kindle Unlimited, but I recently picked up a copy at my library, and that is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. This book I have been so curious about ever since I heard about it. So basically it follows 3 different women who are stood up by the same guy on Valentine's Day. And the question kind of on the back of the book and stuff is like, is there more to him than meets the eye? I feel like this is almost like a mystery romance. Like I'm just so curious. Why did he have 3 dates with 3 different women on Valentine's Day? And why does he stand them all up? And what's the situation? How do these women find each other? I have so many questions, and I'm just really excited to finally read this and figure out the mystery. Then we also have He's So Not My Valentine by Savannah Scott. This one follows a single mom who owns the coffee shop and runs it in Harvest Hollow, which Harvest Hollow is the town from the Sweater Weather series, which I mentioned, I believe, in my fall TBR. And it's also the same town as the Appy series, which is a hockey romance series that I'm currently actually in the middle of. I'm hoping to post a video soon all about like my ranking of all the books and my thoughts and everything because I'm really enjoying that series right now. So I'm really excited to read this one and be back in Harvest Hollow, see who we maybe get some cameos from other couples. And I got off track. This one follows her, the single mom that runs the coffee shop, and then her brother-in-law, her sister's husband's best friend, comes into town from France, and I believe she's not into it, but he's into her, and it's kind of that situation that you're following around Valentine's Day, I imagine, and this just sounds really cute, and again, excited to be back in Harvest Hollow. This one is on Kindle Unlimited as well. And last on my TBR, we have Please Be Mine by Kay Cinco. This is a short story. I believe it's only about 70 pages, and it follows Jake, who is cleaning out his mother's house to sell, and he finds a slip of paper in the pants he wore to her funeral with this girl's address on it that he hasn't thought about in like 6 years, I think, since the funeral. And he decides to write her a letter. And so I believe this is a second chance story, and it's told entirely through letters, which sounds right up my alley. I feel like I will love this. It just came out like a couple of days ago, and I've been really excited to read it. So I think that's what I'm going to pick up after I finish the Valentine's Bet. But you can read this on Kindle Unlimited. So February is unfortunately a short month, and so I don't have time to read all of the Valentine's Day books that I found when I was doing my research and want to read, but I wanted to go ahead and share the rest of them here with you guys in case you've read all the ones I already talked about or you are just reading so fast and you need more. So these are a few more that I will maybe pick up if I have some time or will save for February of 2026. So first we have 2 books in a new series, and that is Unwillfully Wed to My Valentine and Unwillfully Tied to My Valentine. And I believe the first one is a marriage of convenience billionaire story, and the second one is an office kind of workplace romance. And both of these are on Kindle Unlimited. I believe the first one comes out February 4th and the second one comes out February 11th. Then we also have Lonely Hearts Day by Casey West. This is a young adult novella that follows Scarlett, who enlists her best friend Jack to help her throw like a Valentine's Day party for all of the single lonely hearts in their high school. And this one is also on Kindle Unlimited. And I've been interested in reading one of her, I believe she mostly writes young adult romances, but I've been wanting to read some of her writing. So I feel like this would be a perfect way to get a little taste from a Valentine's novella. Next, we have The Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel. This is a second chance romance set at a cozy inn between a single mom and a celebrity mailman character. And I believe there's also a hint of magic around the inn, like Valentine's Day magic, which sounds really cozy and fun. And this one is also on Kindle Unlimited. We also have a Sugarloaf Valentine by Rosemary Whitaker. And this one is a fake dating situation when this girl who owns like a bakery, I believe, lies about having a boyfriend because her ex comes in wanting to buy Valentine's Day cookies from her for his new girlfriend, which who wouldn't maybe tell a little white lie in that situation because ouch. I believe this one is interconnected with some of her other Sugarloaf stories, and those are all also on Kindle Unlimited. Another one is Anti-Valentine Date by Ashley Quinn. And I believe this one is a wedding caterer and a photographer meet at an anti-Valentine's Day party. So I feel like this one would be perfect if you're feeling a little bit cynical about Valentine's Day this year. And of course, they both do weddings because of their job. So I think they keep running into each other at weddings. And of course, being like anti-Valentine's Day and then working weddings is very contradictory. So I feel like this one would be fun and a little bit of a different spin on a Valentine's Day story. This one is also on Kindle Unlimited. Also on Kindle Unlimited, we have Snowed In on Valentine's Day by Alana Highbury. And I don't feel like I have to explain this one. The main characters get snowed in together on Valentine's Day, and that's the premise of the story. So there it is. And lastly, we have Sweeter Than Chocolate by Lizzie Shane. This book has actually been turned into a Hallmark movie, and it follows Lucy, who works at her family's chocolate shop. And they have this chocolate called the Cupid chocolate, where supposedly if you eat it on February 14th, you will meet your soulmate. But there's this guy, Derek, who is a TV reporter, and he has his doubts about this magic chocolate. So he sets out to kind of investigate, interview couples who claim the chocolate brought them together, all the things. And this one just sounds so fun, perfect for Valentine's Day, and I think it would be so fun to read this book and then have a little movie night, date night, and watch the Hallmark movie. I just think that sounds so fun. Obviously, this book is probably a little bit Hallmarky, so if you don't enjoy that, you probably wouldn't like this book, but I feel like it just sounds so fun, so perfect for Valentine's Day. Let me know down in the comments what books you guys are reading for Valentine's Day this year. And if you're looking for more No Spice book recommendations, I have a whole playlist, but I recommend watching this hockey romance video next. I feel like it will be perfect still for this end of winter season. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, friends.